revenge on the dead. You can't fight the will of ghosts. We owe everything to our ghosts. All it takes for that seed to grow is time. Time is all there is out here.
Hi, Tara.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for talking to me about Ghosts of the Ozarks. Man, I watched this last night. It was creepy.
Oh, well, good. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, to set the movie up, it's a post-Civil War Arkansas, and a young doctor is summoned to this remote town in the Ozarks and to discover that this utopian paradise is filled with secrets and surrounded by menacing supernatural presence. And your character, Annie, she's pretty tough, isn't she? She has to be.
Yeah. And living in that world, yeah, she's got to be, which is fun because really got the freedom to get to write the role I wanted to play. So I wanted to kick some butt, and I did. I wanted to say some stuff, and I did. And then I got to do some other things I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, it's funny. Your character's name is Annie, and it reminded me of Annie Oakley, that kind of stuff.
Honestly, when we filmed the short, the proof of concept back in 2016, she wasn't at the time, but my mother-in-law, she was my future mother-in-law at the time, said, "Well, she looks like Annie Oakley," and I just kept singing "Annie, Get Her Gun" the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
So thanks. That came across good.
You know, I love this movie because the different setting of the plot for a horror film is, the Civil War, and it opens up a setting we've never seen before with the art direction, the costume, the sets. It's really a great setting because, horror films, right, or thrillers, it's on where they take place. So it was so bizarre to see Civil War as the setting for this because it seems so different.
Yeah, I think that's also what kind of draws us to that sort of thing is seeing, we love world building, especially, HCT and us, we really love everything about the genre. When you're in it, I want to be completely immersed. So, Jordan, who's one of the co-directors, and co-writers, he was a production designer. So he built the town of Norfolk. So over the course of 8-9 months, every time I got to visit him and check up on it, I felt like I was getting more and more like seeing what Norfolk was. I felt like I was part of it. So honestly, once we got the costumes and everything together, you just feel like it's in a real place. You're in a real world. So it's actually pretty easy to act in that space,
Well, that's gotta be the best for an actor to put the costumes on and you're taken back 150 years ago.
Yes, absolutely.
And tell me about your sidekick in the movie, William. I mean, this big mute of a guy.
My huge brother. So Joseph Rood plays William, and I love Joseph. He's such a nice guy. He's a giant teddy bear. He really is. And he's getting to do so much more acting right now, which I'm so happy because, he really just got started. He was in the WWE for years and years and years. Oh, there's Bonnie. Hello, my parent. And he's like, I really want to transition into acting. And he's been busy doing that now, which is wonderful because I think he does such a great job as William. I mean, he really, the scene in the movie that is real pivotal for him, I cry every time I see it. And so, yeah.
Well, it upsets me because there's a scene where the doctor says, "Make sure you dilute this," and he didn't when he gave you the medicine. I'm like,
I know. and what were we expecting was going to happen?
I know. I was like, where's the water after that? He didn't dilute it. What's wrong with him? And and Tim Blake Nelson as a blind bartender. I mean, come on. Awesome.
I know.
Job.
He does such a good job. And, as the butcher too, he went and took lessons at ASU. We had the local butcher teach him all the right moves and everything to make sure he was really good and comfortable. And he just knocked it out of the park. I think his performance is so great.
Yeah, he was handling the meat cleavers pretty comfortably.
Yeah, it's a little intimidating.
Yes. And David Arquette as a haberdasher. I mean,
I know. And he really, David's performance, I think he does such a good job in it. And he represents the hope that the audience has, I think, and he's so jovial every time he's on screen that, of course, I won't say anything else. But yeah, I think David just does such a great job in it.
Yeah, there's so many spoilers in this movie. It's hard to
I know. I'm like,
about it. Yeah. And I love Phil Morris, and the last time I spoke to Phil Morris, you ready for this, was 20 years ago for the Disney Atlantis junket at Disney.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So. Because he's always Jackie Childs to me from Seinfeld, so when you hear his voice, there's that Jackie Childs in there. But I told him a story, I'm a Las Vegas native. When I was like 11 years old, they were shooting an episode of Vegas with in my neighborhood, and his dad was one of the stars of the show. And yeah, so I remember the kids in the neighborhood waiting, and the star of the show, Dan Tanner, what's his name? Robert Urich. he was just being like, he was just doing this, right? Signing autographs, not even looking. But his dad spoke to each and every one of us. He was like, how do you like the show? Thanks for watching. I mean, and I told him that story and he kind of teared up because I go, your dad was so sweet. And I never forgot that.
Yeah. And Phil is apple from that tree. I mean, he is just, I worked with him on a Roddenberry short, I think it's either 2015 or 2016. So when Jordan and I were writing the feature, you know, I'd showed him the short and I was like, Phil's so great. Like his voice is incredible. And we heard Matthew's dialogue through Phil's voice. So whenever, you know, came time to casting, to cast Ghosts, I called Phil and I was like, please tell me you're available the summer of 2020, you know. And when he said yes, we were so thrilled that, you know, the person that we wrote this for was able to do it, and he's just such a wonderful person.
He has a rhythm to his voice, you notice there's a cadence to it. Yeah, so it's great.
Beautiful cadence. Yeah.
Well, Tara, congratulations on Ghosts of the Ozark. You know, it was different, it was thrilling, and I love all the twists at the end too. So make sure everyone doesn't reveal the ending, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'll be better about what I said.
Well, congratulations on the film, and when you have a chance, come visit us in Las Vegas. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely. It's been a few years. So I'm excited to get back.
Wonderful. Thanks so much and good luck with the movie.
Thank you.